Happy Hour. Today we're going to be discussing financial well-being, and we have our lovely panel of practitioners here with us to all work together today. We have Kristen Kurtz coming in from San Diego. Kristen is a life and health coach and yoga instructor.
Hi.
Hi, Kristen. And then we have Stacy Westbrook, again coming from North County, San Diego, and Stacy is a cannabis consultant and dual therapist.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here.
Hi, Stacy. And Carrie Berkey, author of the Free Spirit Guidebook, coming in from Scottsdale, Arizona. Welcome, Carrie.
Hello, happy to be here.
Oh, nice to have you. And then the lovely Susan Coffey, coming in from St. Augustine, Florida. Susan's an energy healer and ancestral guide.
Hello, welcome.
Hi. And Amanda Marie Johnson, coming in all the way from Dorado, Puerto Rico. Amanda is an emotional freedom practitioner.
Hello, everybody. So excited to be here.
Aww. And finally, last but certainly not least, Deep Dioja, coming in from San Diego. And Deep is a sound meditation facilitator. Welcome, Deep.
Hello, namaste. Thank you.
Hi, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining in with us today. So today I'm going to be discussing the astrology around financial well-being and why this topic was picked. We are about to embark on a Venus retrograde. And the Venus retrograde is actually a 40-day cycle. It begins next Wednesday, and it goes until June 26th is when it's direct. So it's a big chunk of time. So let me get sort of into the psychology and philosophy around the Venus retrograde. When something is whole and has all its parts, you know, it's ready to move forward. But if it's missing a section and not whole, it's hard to take that in with much momentum anyway, and to get any results. And so looking at ourselves, it's very easy to be uneasy right now about finances. And simply just having faith that all will work out it's just not enough. For me, the faith part has to come once everything is whole. And if we're holding on to any securities about finances, about money, that's the vibration that we'll be attracting and carrying with us. And it's important to get to the roots of the insecurity. And I'm sure many could say that, you know, some people might have had a wonderful business going and there was no financial insecurity before COVID-19. But it's come along, and you know, a lot of people have had their careers destroyed or their businesses or their finances. And you know, we're gonna have to figure out how to, instead of waiting for everything to go back to normal or having faith that things will return the way they were, or praying that things will go back, we're gonna have to figure out what is worth bringing forward. What is worth bringing forward and what's worth going back to try to bring forward. You know, and I know right now it's such interesting timing as an astrologer, because right now the governments are trying to get the economy going again. They're trying to restart the economy. You know, retrograde, whenever we talk about retrogrades, we talk about words. And here we are restarting the economy. Venus retrograde, Venus rules the economy. She rules the monetary system. So you have to ask, you know, am I holding on to an old story? Is it about what, you know, I was doing before COVID-19 and the way I was doing it? Is there a story that I can take from that and tweak it to bring it forward, either in a new way, or is it something totally different? And, you know, if we have the security inside, if we feel financially secure inside, then it's easier to move forward to start a new dream. But if we're feeling disconnected and unsupported, you know, it's easier to hold on to something that might have worked before. And so it's really about taking this 40 days to reevaluate your own value system, And, you know, is it just about having money to pay the bills, or is it about really being able to enjoy yourself in your life? And I think that during this down period, everybody has been reevaluating their life. I know so many people, they're like, I just don't want to live in this house anymore, or even this town. Maybe people are wanting to change, their location entirely, or relocate closer to family. So there's a lot of change that's happening, and this next 40 days isn't really the time to make the change, but it's the time to reevaluate what you want the change to be. It's taking that time to reevaluate your personal value system, and what at this point moving forward, what is important. And this Venus retrograde, like I said, it begins next Wednesday, May 13th, and it's retrograde until June 25th. And this is the time that also relationships, okay, so Venus rules relationships and money. So are you getting everything from your relationships too? It's a really good opportunity to take a pause and look. And I know it's, like I say, as an astrologer, it's such strange timing because everybody's rushing to open right now. And it's just really not in alignment with, the planetary energy. The planetary energy is like, no, you need to reevaluate what should open, and how it should open, and where do you want to go? Where do you want to spend your money? That sort of thing. So back to the relationship cycle, for those that are in relationships, this is a great time to reevaluate those relationships and make sure that everybody's on board and it's an even balance. And, once that's done, then renew it, rekindle it, take that energy and, revive it. And I know everybody's sort of been locked down together, and people are kind of getting a little bit bitey towards one another after a lot of together time and, a lot of anti energy and stuff. So it's a great time to sort of reevaluate that and reaffirm your love for one another. The other thing too about this Venus retrograde is that, there could be a lot of endings in relationships. We can see a lot of relationships that maybe when they reevaluate it, they decide it's just not worth the energy to move forward, and that's okay too. Wedding dates are discouraged for taking place or being set during Venus retrogrades because usually relationships that start during this time period don't really have the staying power that they need for the long term. But what's interesting about this too is that it's a time when old lovers or old relationships will resurface. So you might even just bump into somebody at the grocery store or something like that. But a lot of times relationships will rekindle in that manner under this retrograde. So the biggest message is no big purchases right now. It's not the time to buy a house, not the time to buy a car, not the time to start a new relationship. And really take this time and reevaluate your own value system. What do you value and what do you want to invest in your value system? So anyway, I hope that's helpful for everyone. A little advice for next month or so. And I think that Kristen Kurtz is next, coming in from San Diego, and you're going to be giving us some advice around health and nutrition, right, Kristen?
I am. I'm going to be, it'll be a little bit more on the finances. So not so much about health this time, just because what financial fitness, financial mindset we were talking about today. So I have two really fun, quick exercises, and they lead in perfectly to what you were talking about. So I love it. And so you had mentioned that, these limiting beliefs around money, and now's the kind of time that we're looking at our value system and our limiting beliefs around money. So this is a perfect exercise to do right now, super quick. You take a piece of paper and you're going to brain dump all of your limiting beliefs around money, all the reasons, all the challenges around money, all the lack thereof, all the things that are frustrating to you in terms of, your financial situation. Get it all out on paper. Then you're going to go outside, be safe, burn that piece of paper. Then you're going to come inside. It's nice to do this with a red pen, but it doesn't matter if it's a red pen. And you're going to write, "My life with ample money." And then you're just going to list everything your life has with ample money. And so just do, again, this is free flowing stream of consciousness. You don't need to think too hard about it. Don't go into a story. Don't go into the should about it. Just write it. And then on the back side of that, you'll write, I am so grateful I have the complete financial freedom too. So I am so grateful I have the complete financial freedom too. And you're just going to list about 5 of those characteristics that were from the list. So for example, I have security, be confident, be healthy, give back, have fun. Those were my kind of synopsis of my list in the front. Last thing is to take this list and carry it with you everywhere. Fold it, put it in your little bra top there, put it in your back pocket, have it with you for 2 weeks, and you're going to read it morning, noon, night. You can't overread this list. And then just see what happens. So it's been very interesting. I've been practicing this. I'm on week 2. So I'd love to hear what comes up for people when you guys do this. Second quick thing, which was so interesting, and this is an exercise called What is Your Money Archetype? So this is just an interesting way, which again, what Kimberly was talking about now is this reevaluation time. We're looking in and we're really evaluating things. And so this is another curiosity thing, like what's my money archetype? How am I? So there's typically 4 categories we fall into. And you can take again, a piece of paper and put like a square. And so then there's maker, spender, saver, avoider. And so the maker is someone who, that's a big value for them. They often work their body to the bone. They sometimes sacrifice their health. Making money, producing, all of that is really how their values wrapped up into them. So much so that they actually sacrifice their health. They're the people, those workaholics. Those are the makers. The savers are the people that they are going to give you the dollar amount on everything they spent. If you comment on a shirt that you like of theirs, they're going to tell you how much it was. You know, they're just very concerned. There's never enough savings. They can't save enough. They're really concerned with security and savings. And then there's the spender. The spender is that shopaholic type of person, the person that finds joy in shopping and they'll get that instant jolt of gratification, but then it often comes with a lot of guilt because they'll shop and then they'll kind of feel guilty about that and the high wears off. So that's the spender archetype. And then the avoider is the last one. The avoider is someone who buries their head in the sand. Don't want to know, don't know how much I'm spending, don't know my credit card debt, don't know what that costs. You know, your head's in the sand, you don't talk about money and you don't want to know. The goal into all of this is to kind of know who you are, and then you want to really be equal amounts of maker, saver, spender, and investor. And the investor is investing in yourself. So you want to have equal parts of those 4 characteristics. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps us bring a little bit of financial freedom to all of our lives, which is so needed right now with, you know, these times.
Absolutely. I love this. I love that avoider becomes investor. That's awesome. And what great little exercises, you know. And I was wondering, Kristen, can you post these on your website so people can go to your website and, you know, if they didn't get a chance to jot down everything you said, that they can find it there?
Yeah, we can post it on the website. Yeah, I could do something. I was thinking I could.
For people to connect that way. Perfect. Thank you so much, Kristen. That is exactly in alignment with what we were discussing. So right on. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Stacy Westbrook coming in from North County, San Diego. She is our cannabis consultant and dual therapist. Hello, Stacy.
Hi, guys. How are you? Good to see everybody. I have to admit that when Kimberly, you first shared what we were going to be discussing this week, it was a tiny bit of a head scratcher because I was thinking cannabis and finances. But what I thought about was the creativity portion of cannabis and how when you are, for instance, where legal, smoking a joyful strain of something is a great time to sit down and start spitballing ideas with people. And even in the age of COVID, you just get a few of your friends online, you know, and everybody's got their little FaceTime, and it removes limiting beliefs, especially if you're doing like a very happy sativa strain. So something in the 3D, where maybe you've tried something before and you've gotten down on yourself, right? Like, oh, this didn't work out. Cannabis gives you the space to be like, it didn't work out, and what's the next thing around the corner? It brings this idea of curiosity. And also, I think when I'm feeling down or it feels like a loss of some kind, and yes, I do feel that in a sober state 100%, because this isn't about pushing things out, down and away. Cannabis is about expansion and seeing things from different angles and perspectives, which is why I think the creativity piece is really great. And then I sat and thought of it, like, let's play this out. So you have a thought that cannabis is brought to the forefront of your mind. You speak that thought, and then maybe you're lucky enough to put the thought into action, and then ultimately you're hoping for this desired result, right? So what happens in the world where you do get the desired result, and bam, you are solvent, you've got money coming out of orifices and da 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 da, that can create this full sense of panic, like, what do I do? Again, cannabis can be a friend in this area, because it helps like dial down that anxiety. And also, again, it's not just about Kimberly Marsh's world, Stacey Westbrook's world. It's just about the world at large, the people that you love, the people that you know. So it's in that sense of also, if you put a plan into action and it didn't come to fruition, oh man, that is such a bummer. And it is, and you need to mourn that and possibly dissect it and see what you could have done better. But it's not about beating yourself up. It's about going on to the next thing and taking the learning. It's like very simple in that way. So I definitely invite people to, again, if you need that spark, it's so fun. You guys start with a little cannabis. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacey. What great, you know, I love that, bringing the creative aspect in. Absolutely. Now, Stacey, can people contact you and have, you know, you were mentioning certain strains and stuff. Can people contact you and have you help them figure out which strain would be best for them?
Absolutely. So I'm actually in the process of taking 2 courses from a little cannabis university. It's called the Trichome Institute online, and I'm learning so much about like the strains as we know them today. Or it will completely change the way cannabis is even sold and presented to the public. It's very, very exciting. It'll be very much like wine. And then I'm taking a cannabis sommelier class. So there's going to be different levels of being able to recognize the cannabis and what it does and what you would use it for. So yes, on my website, I have an email as well as listing my phone number. So you are more than welcome to reach out with any cannabis question that you have, and I will do my best to get you.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for the work you do, because I know so many people are, you know, just confused and lost. And
yeah,
you know,
I love it. I love it.
So thank you so much. How exciting. Can't wait to hear more about your classes too. All right. And next up, we have the lovely Carrie Berkey, author of Free Spirit Guidebook, coming in from Scottsdale, Arizona. Hi, Carrie.
Hello, welcome. Thanks for having me. So when Kimberly messaged me about this, I was trying to think of a lesson in my guidebook. So this is the guidebook, and I have a message or a lesson in here called Thoughts Become Things. And I just want to read a little bit talking about how your thoughts create feelings that are felt as emotions in your heart. Those emotions create a vibrational frequency that the universe matches. And so I encourage you to tap into positive feelings as much as possible. So this morning during my morning meditation, a visualization happened with some dollar signs. And I was like, that is for me to share today. And then we're going to add what I had planned with that to kind of shift everybody's energy around it. So be comfortable, but I want you to sit up tall. So this will be just like a guided meditation. And you're going to close your eyes, maybe do a couple shoulder rolls. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. I want you to take a minute, just try to let it relax. And let's take a couple cleansing breaths. So I just want you to inhale through your nose, exhale out of your mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. It just helps you relax and get into the present moment. And after 3 of those, you're just going to allow your breath to relax. So I want you in your mind's eye just to imagine yourself sitting where you are. And then I want you to bring your awareness to the base of your spine. And I want you to imagine there's a root or a cord coming out of the base of your spine, connecting your body. I want you to imagine it going through your seat, down through the floor, down through the ground. Your breath is light. Just imagine that cord or root getting longer and it's starting to go through the layers of the earth. Just imagine it going deeper and deeper and deeper. And then eventually imagine it connecting with the earth's core. So money is an energy, and an energy exchange happens with money. So I want you to imagine just the earth's core being full of energy. And see if you can almost picture yourself sitting where you are, like picturing the globe, picturing your connection to the core of the earth. Then I want you to imagine dollar signs filling the core of the earth and then starting just to move up that cord, up that root. Just imagine all these dollar signs coming up, and they're coming up. And then I want you to imagine them going up through your body. If you're familiar with the chakras, you'd imagine dollar signs coming into each chakra, or you're just going to imagine the dollar signs floating up along the spine and filling your body. Maybe they're sparkly. So I want you to imagine the body filled with dollar signs. And I want you to imagine the crown of your head, the flower there opening up, and then the whole universe above you. It's all energy and just more dollar signs coming into the crown of your head, down, filling your body. Notice that they're gold, silver, green, sparkly, just feeling good. You have access to all of this. And I want you to imagine them filling your body, dollar signs, and all around you, all around your space. Floating, maybe spinning, just knowing how it feels. You always have access. Sometimes it's about opening up to it. And so then we're just going to repeat some money affirmations. So keeping your eyes closed, keep picturing all those dollar signs and just saying to yourself, there's always more money. Money is flowing to me all of the time. There's more money, there's more money, there's more money. I love how money flows to me with joy and ease. Money loves me. I am worthy of all of my desires. There is more money. There's always more money. Money is flowing to me all of the time. There's more money. There's more money. There's more money. I deserve to have money flow to me. Money flows to me with joy and ease. Money loves me. I am worthy of all of my desires. So again, visualizing all those dollar signs around you. I want you to take a deep inhale, hold it as long as you comfortably can. Whenever you're ready, exhale. And I just kind of want you to check in and noticing maybe how you feel around your heart center, maybe how you feel overall, maybe a little buzzy, maybe notice that you just kind of shift your energy. And know now the universe is ready to kind of match that feeling you've just created. And so that's just a way to help you when you are feeling those feelings of lack and you're feeling things kind of closing in and you're not feeling like there's that much. You're going to do that visualization and notice how you are capable of shifting and noticing you can always draw up, draw in, and you're always surrounded and connected to money. I hope that helps. Thank you.
Wow, Carrie, that was awesome. I love it. My new mantra is money loves me. I'm going to write that on the note that Kristen was talking about. I'm going to carry that around and read it all the time. That's awesome. That was very powerful. Thank you so much. And that is in your book, right?
That's kind of a variation of a grounding exercise that's in there that helps you visualize that connection down. And I do that every morning. And this morning there were dollar signs coming up. And I was like, that's meant for me to share. And then there is the thoughts become things, like learning how to switch it. Like, what do you tend to say about money that's negative? And then it talks about how you could switch that to be more positive. And it is really neat. You'll feel like that there is like an expansiveness. So it's a really neat exercise.
I love that. And I'm so grateful too that we're recording this because we can all watch this over and over and over again. Really great, y'all, to watch this as much as you can over the next 40 days and stay connected to this energy, to all these different lovely gifts we're being given. And next on the table is lovely Susan Coffey, here to share her energy healing and ancestral guide work with us, coming in from St. Augustine, Florida. Welcome, Susan.
Hello, happy hour. I wanted to share two statements I recently heard about money. The first is that money is like a person. It wants to be loved and it will go where it feels loved. So however that might trigger you, it feels like truth, that money will flow in where it feels welcomed and loved. And the other I heard from myself. I was out at the store and I went to pay for something. I could have used cash or debit. And I chose to use the plastic because as I looked at the cash in my hand, I thought, it's too painful to use cash because I'll actually see the money go. It's just too painful to use the cash. And I thought, where the hell did that come from? Where is that from? So why don't we take a journey within to see what thoughts and beliefs we are holding, we were inherited about money. So if you would, close your eyes and take a deep breath. And we're going to head down to the root chakra. And if you would, contract that muscle there in the root just to help bring your awareness there. I contract it a couple times. And then imagine you are standing in the middle of your root chakra. And declare that you want to see any limiting beliefs that you inherited, that you are holding about money. And to help you out, we're going to call forth the yin and yang aspects of the root chakra to bring forth a pile of money. And now notice, how does your pile of money look? Is it big? Is it small? What's the size of that pile of money? And how is it coming in? Is it coming in a steady flow? Is it coming in dribs and drabs? When it comes in, does a whole bunch of it leave? So as money comes in, money goes out, and you can never get ahead? Or does it all just leave? Money comes in and money goes. Is it a bunch of ones? Is it coins? Is it higher denominations? What form is the money? And how do you feel about that money? Do you want to grab it and hug it, hold it tight to you? Or do you feel like, oh, it should be hands off, I'm not touching it because I'm not good with money? And how, when you look at the money, do you feel like you love the money? Do you feel like you love it because it makes you feel good about you, that you're a good person because you make money, you earn money? Just notice any thoughts, feelings that come in, and what that pile of money looks like symbolically. What is it showing you about your thoughts and feelings around money? And if you wonder where some of them came from, well, I invite you to turn and look behind you. And on the floor behind you are two bags. These bags hold limiting beliefs and thoughts, feelings that you inherited. One bag's from your mother's side and one bag's from your father's side. And just a little ways behind the bags are two altars. The altar on the right represents your mom's side of the family, and the altar on the left is for your dad's side of the family. Now imagine you are picking up the bag on the right and you are bringing it over to the altar for your mom's side. And as you place the bag on the altar, you say, I now give back any limiting thoughts, beliefs, feelings about money, abundance, and self-worth that no longer serve me. I choose to relate to money a little differently. Now come back and grab the other bag and take it over to the altar on the left for your father's side. And as you place that bag on the altar, you say, I now give back any limiting thoughts, beliefs, or feelings about money, abundance, and self-worth that no longer serve me. I choose to relate to money a little differently. And leave that bag and step back a bit so you can view both altars. And send thanks to the ancestors for their blessings and support as you do this. And now turn and walk back to that pile of money and declare, I now choose to have a loving, fun relationship with money, abundance, and my self-worth. And notice now how that pile of money changes. Does it grow bigger? Does it just envelop you? Mine did. And as I stood up from underneath all that money, I felt excited and happy to see how I can now love money back into my world. So take in a deep breath and bring your awareness back to the center of your being, back to your heart. And know you can check on that at any time. You can go back down to your root chakra, ask to see a pile of money and see what it wants to show you about what thoughts you're holding. And when you are ready, open your eyes. And I wanted to leave you with this. Enlightenment does not mean that you are fully conscious of everything within you. Instead, it is that you are willing to face every aspect of yourself consciously. Namaste.
Namaste. That was beautiful, Susan. Thank you so much. So powerful. That was so powerful. Again, it's always hard to get grounded and talk again after we do these meditations together. Which leads us right to Miss Amanda Marie Johnson, coming in from Puerto Rico today. And Amanda is our emotional freedom practitioner. And I know you've got a special treat for us, I'm sure. Welcome, Amanda.
Totally. Hi, guys. Okay, so we're going to take a journey into our body where we actually viscerally hold on to these negative beliefs. So when we're thinking about money and we're thinking that we don't have enough, it creates a feeling in our body, a feeling of constriction. And I want you to go inside your body. So I always have people place their hands on your heart and think about your personal money right now. We're going to go really present, right into your situation, right into your investments, bank accounts, money, cash, cards, every single bit of it. And I want you to grab onto your feelings that come up that say there's not enough. And what happens is a lot of people, we all at some point will shift into, but where is it going to come from? When is it going to come? And how is it going to come? And these are things that we don't always get the answers to, but when we work on shifting that energy into allowing, money flows in from unexpected sources, and we can draw financial miracles into our lives. So I love this technique. We're going to do some tapping. You've sunk it into your body, wherever you feel the constriction of, I don't have enough. So maybe it's your tummy that says, oh, I feel that. I'm feeling like I just don't have enough. I just need more. If I just had more, I could be, I could do, I could go. And you just tap into that feeling. And we're going to start at the eyebrow point, moving that. So you're going to tap with me here with your fingertips, both hands, one hand, either side. It doesn't matter. I just, for symmetrical, I guess I'm symmetrical. I like to use both hands, but you'll see me do both. And tapping on this point, you're going to repeat after me. I don't feel like I have enough. Just sink into that feeling. Side of the eye, right here where your bone is. Think about your money situation. Think of where your money's coming from. I don't know when it's going to come. Maybe you have that feeling. I don't know when it's going to come. Moving underneath your eyes on the bone here. We're going to think of the hows, sinking into your body, feeling where that constriction is. I don't know how it's going to come. Maybe you're being open to some new ways of creating money and you're just not sure of how that's going to happen yet. And that constricts you. Just tapping there, thinking of that thought that makes you feel negative. Moving on to underneath the nose, this point right between your nose and your mouth. Looking at your bank accounts or your investments and thinking about how much you have and how it's going to last you. And if that brings up a negative feeling inside of you, honor that. I don't have enough. Speak that out loud. Let your body hold on to that, because we're going to shift it. But first we acknowledge our negative beliefs. Moving underneath the mouth here to this point, thinking of your financial situation. If I only had more. I just need more. You can say this out loud. You can think it in your head. I just need more. Moving on to the collarbone point. Right beneath your collarbone here. Tapping that place right here on your chest. Thinking of your money situation and where you hold your constriction in your body. I release and let it go. Say that out loud. I release and let it go. Allowing that energy to move through your body, no longer holding on to it, no longer constricting. I release and let this go. Underneath the arm, right a few inches below your armpit, underarm, tapping here with all 4 fingers. I release and let go all of my money fear. All the fear that I have, I release and let it go. Moving to the top of your head. It feels so good to just let go of this constriction. And we're going to do one more round of tapping. Eyebrow point, releasing and letting go of all my fears. Say it out loud or think it in your head after me and say it in your own words. Releasing the fear of not having enough. Moving underneath your eye, all of this constriction that I hold in my body. All of this tightness. This holding on for dear life. Where's it going to come from? When's it going to come? Just letting that go. Moving underneath your nose. Allowing yourself to open up. Imagine a funnel above your head. And imagine this beautiful energy moving through that funnel, through the top of your head, through your body, pushing out the energy of negative beliefs. Pushing it out. Moving underneath your mouth to this little point below your lip and above your chin. I release and let go of my fear, and I allow miracles to happen. Collarbone point. Deep breath here. Just breathe in and let it all go. Letting all the restrictions, constrictions, negative beliefs, fears, anxieties, all of those feelings just go rolling right out of your body. Underneath your arm, I allow miracles. I am open to money showing up from unexpected sources. It's fun not knowing exactly when it's going to come. It's fun for me to let go. I allow myself to feel playful in the letting go and the letting in. On the top of your head, I am open to miracles. And then I want you to create an affirmation as you're tapping here. Whatever one you want about money. And I'm going to use the one, I have crazy money coming in. Crazy money coming in. So you can use whatever one you want, or you can use that one. But what does that feel like? Just stop, take a deep breath, put your palms down wherever they fall, palms up, hands down, palms up. And just think about that. I have crazy money coming in, or whatever affirmation you choose. And just allowing that affirmation to spread out into the world and collect all of those experiences, people, things, blessings, miracles, and bring them right to you in physical form, showing up in your hands, in your bank account, direct deposits, however you accept money, just it's coming in, it's coming. And with that, I'm going to leave you with that awesomeness, moving it through your body.
Amanda, thank you so much. So powerful. Gosh. You know, I love how we started with the negative beliefs and really accessing those, because I know for myself, you know, I don't really like to let those surface. And it's so important to know what is inside of you. That is so perfect for the reevaluating process, and then giving us the opportunity to go in and correct that belief system. Really beautiful.
Yeah, it's really awesome to just acknowledge it, bring it up, feel it, allow yourself to feel it, and then shift it out. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. And then that brings us to Deep, who's our final practitioner today, sharing with us, I believe, some work on the root chakra. Is that right, Deep?
Yes. Namaste, everyone. So usually we don't talk about problems until it happens. I mean, because of everyone going through this situation, then like in our first class, we had talked about it. Can you hear me though? Okay. So in the first class, we had talked about like only when there is a situation, especially a negative situation, we'll look for changes. And with those changes, there's always new opportunities that comes by. So when we talk about finances, we talk about like a loss of house, a job, food securities, and any other forms of insecurities. And the first thing that comes out is fear. Fear is the element that's connected to the root chakra. So when one encounters fear, there are two different kind of responses. You either stay and fight, or you flight, or you flee. If you decide, or if one chooses to flee or go towards the flight response, then one is not able to take care of the situation. So whenever that particular situation comes again in different forms, because I mean, we have a long life, and there's so many triggers that could trigger that element that happened like years ago. And unless we don't work through it, deal with it, then that becomes the source of blockage within the chakras. So the root chakra deals with survival, like all the elements, necessity for our security, for our groundingness, anything to be secure, it deals with the root chakra. And the element of blockage is the element of fear. So unless one doesn't overcome their fear, they cannot make the movement from the root chakra to the sacral, and so on and so forth. So we have an expression, fear is the lack of understanding of the unknown. Unless you don't know, you're afraid. Imagine you're going for a walk at night, a stick or a rope, you might mistake it for a snake that's coming to attack you or something, or bugs or anything that could come out of the dark. But during the daytime, in the presence of the light, when you can see things, your mind, there's no fear at all. You can just see things. So there's clarity, as a result of which you can, there's the lack of fear. So there's a switch that one can make. So how do you develop the skills to stay and fight? It's like, everything can be achieved. I mean, if God can be found through meditation, your solutions are pretty simple. And again, every solution, it's, we have a saying, if you ask questions to others, you can only get opinions. If you ask a question to me, I can give you an opinion based upon my experience. But unless you don't ask the question to yourself about your particular situation and figure out, look at the different angles from where the solution might come, then it just becomes an opinion when you hear it from others. So one has to practice. So our way of finding solution is, again, through meditation, in the silence, like when you begin to present a question within the mind. And in the Vipassana meditation practice, they mentioned one particular thing. It's like when you are looking at a wall, many a times, like when you try to describe the room, people are only looking at one side of the wall and try to describe the room. But through meditation, what you do is you go within and you begin to explore the different angles. Look at all sides of the room, and then you can make up what the room is about. Because I mean, you could see a white wall in front of you, but the back one could be purple or blue or some other thing. So meditation is that tool that allows you to go within and find a solution, come up with I think after the Vipassana meditation practice, when I was going within, like any kind of questions that comes, it feels like there's a voice that talks within the head and begins to explain so many different situations. And I keep telling people, if I could only share 10% of what comes by, that would be a really good meditation. But again, there's some kind of connection that happens within the meditation that all your questions seems to be answered in those terms. So as you present these questions within the mind, then like ask the questions of why, what's, how's, when's, all the questions, and then from there listen to what is coming through. And as you're learning, you have to learn your strengths, and you have to understand your full potential. Because don't they say like God doesn't give you that much that you cannot handle? So there's always if one stays to the emotional part and lives their life in fear, then you're spending so much of your energy towards fighting that fear and trying to run away from a situation, that if you could put half of that energy towards positivity thing, any situation can be turned positive. Any situation that has occurred, you can derive the wisdom that came from that particular circumstances and then change it to something that would benefit you. And like when we talk about meditation too, sometimes like if you are a seasonal meditator, then it's much easier. Silence becomes your strength. But if you are new to meditation, then we have to, at least in order to find a strong base, your family, your friends, the institutional resources that are there, it's important to not be afraid to seek for help, because those are the your surroundings. I mean, I think when we were talking about finances, when you with the situation, there's so many things of uncertainty. I mean, I have a business that's also closed, and for months at a time, we don't know what's going on. So what I did was I created a spreadsheet and then looked into this year, next year, and up to 3 years. So at least, I mean, they say like if you want to make God laugh, you tell them your plans. But at least seeing it in paper, you can at least the lack of fear. It's like, okay, this is what we have, this is what we can do, and this is how we can do for that long. So if you start putting things down on paper and seeing it in front of you, then it's easier to come up with solutions and answers. Like in the spiritual world, like money, finances, like it's like not as prevalent, but in the materialistic world, we still have to live in this world. And like the Buddha says, the middle path towards happiness. Don't take it too extreme one way or the other. And just if you're in that middle path, then that's the key to happiness as well. So when we talk about sometimes, like many times we try to get away from a situation by doing like physical work and doing immediate solutions. Like I think in the West, everyone wants a medication to pop in and get rid of the problem or cover up the symptoms. But in the East, we talk about meditation. It's not as easy. It's like when you start sitting down for a few minutes, then your mind is already starting to walk around. I mean, again, 60,000 thoughts that goes through your mind every single day. So trying to slow the amount of thoughts to one thought at a time and being with that thought and coming up with a solution, it does take time. So, but the time it takes, you are not covering the symptoms. You are finding a solution and working through the problem. And the biggest reward is wisdom. You can get knowledge by reading, but you can only get wisdom by experiencing. And in order to fully experience, slow down, go within, and understand. So with that, I think let's do a couple of minutes of root chakra meditation. So please begin to just close your eyes. and just begin to focus on your breath. Long, deep breath. Find yourself at this moment. So as you begin to slowly exhale, imagine yourself to be a tree. As you continue to slowly exhale, imagine the roots of your tree slowly getting deeper and deeper and deeper into the ground. As it gets deeper, imagine yourself standing firm, grounded. As you're grounded, just allow yourself to experience the situations that's around you, the situations of hardship, the situations of insecurities. As these thoughts comes by, with your roots deeply embedded in the ground, allow yourself to just ground the elements that keeps coming towards you. Stay strong and stay upright. As you begin to breathe in, begin to visualize a lotus, a red lotus with 4 petals blooming within the root chakra that's located at the base of your spine. With every inhale, allow the support system of your friends, your families, your community as a whole. Understand they are there for you. Understand the universe is providing you the energy, the strength to withstand anything that can come by. As you continue to breathe in, allow this lotus to fully bloom. As it blooms, understand the wisdom that lies within the lotus. And as you feel secure, you could slowly begin to exhale and breathe out. And continue to give your positive security, your strength, all the positive things that the root chakra has to offer. Just give it back to the universe so that everyone can benefit as well. As you're breathing in, you could just say these affirmations as well. I empower myself to be safe and trust the divine universal energies at all times. I embrace the uncertainties of the unknown and welcome the endless world of opportunities. And slowly breathe in, and you could slowly begin to open up your eyes. And to end it with Dalai Lama saying, they asked Dalai Lama what surprises him the most about humanity. And he said, what surprises him the most is like, people spend the entire life trying to earn money, and then they spend the entire money trying to recoup their health. And in the process, they forget to live. So hopefully we'll follow the middle path, be happy with understanding both extremes, and just be grounded and be happy. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste, Deep. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom too. You always help to ground us, and yeah, I'm glad I'm not driving after this, y'all. I'm definitely fuzzy from all the meditation work we've been doing. I'm gonna put us back on the view so we can all see each other and say goodbye. I just wanted to say thank you everybody for joining us today at the Holistic Happy Hour. You can find information about our practitioners at our website, holistichappyhour.org. And we'll be putting out another one next week. So we will see you then. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Have a good weekend, y'all.
All right.